Rolling.
Rolling. Okay. So Sandra, you're going to start on your back, away from the wall, and let me get here. Now, a funny thing I do is I kind of like if you had a collar on, it would choke you. Is I pull my shoulder blades under. You know how I always say that in class, and that helps to elongate the neck, thoracic spine. And then you're going to start with the right knee coming in and really squeezing into the body, and make sure, of course, that you keep the shoulders back, and you come into circles. So I'm going to go through all of them pretty quickly because I want to keep it to 10 minutes. But you're going to be in it and you're going to go, oh wow, I need to stay here a little longer. My hip is tight at the front, my thigh. And then really good squeeze. So again, I'm not at the front, I'm to the side, and the elbow bends. And always do the right leg first. And then straighten. And then you take the left leg in. So again, I'm not in front, I'm not in the ribs, I'm at the side. The shoulders are back. The chin is not tucked because that keeps the open windpipe. And then you circle and you pull in, and this feels so good. And then just appreciate the difference. Like instead of going, oh my, this is so tight, go, oh, okay. So you're really getting aware, because that's what's so beautiful about stretching is you get so aware. And then you're going to take that leg down, and then you'll take the right knee back up. And you might have a pillow, a couch pillow here, and you'll come across. And then this arm comes out to the side as much as you can. And I always do kind of like a pull down. With my core, I'll pull in. But my point is, reach that knee out as far as you can to pull down this piece that we were identifying as the tightest. And you pull across. You could be here for a full minute, or you can be speedy. And because I'm going to keep it to 10 minutes, I'm going to draw in. Now I'm giving 10 minutes, I think, of more of instruction. So you might pause, but that's what's neat. You can pause and then let go. So I really drawbridge the leg in, so you come in as one unit, so the low back doesn't get irritated. And then give one more good squeeze. And then releasing that leg, and then pulling the left leg in, and again the shoulders are back, and you pull in really snug. And then you get a tip over to your right, gaze. Did you hear me let go? Yeah, so this is how I help my back. And coming across, I do this every day in a different way. And again, I'm just pulling the core in, reaching the hip, low back down by pulling the knee over, and gazing to the left side, and then coming back in again, and giving a good squeeze. And then having both heels down and cross the right ankle over, flex the right foot, pulling back, and then you're going to lift the leg up, go in between, lift up, so you're going to draw the chin in, and then grab anywhere. It can be at the front, but I think it's going to be at the back. And then you'll bend the elbow if you can to help turn this knee out so it doesn't come up. And you'll get a little bit more squared in that right hip. And you're pulling in, and you're breathing in and out through the nose, especially when you get to like a really big catch. And keep the shoulders down and try to feel happy. Keep the breathing, and then you really pull in. And then you're going to take the leg down. Now we're going to return to the twist, arms out, and cross the knee on top. So now you're snug. And then you're going to come over, and sometimes you'll wrap, and you'll come over and you'll tip to that left side, and you'll just turn slightly to the right side or a lot. And again, you're pulling that right hip away, and then you can breathe in, come back up, keep that tight cross, come over to the other side, and you let the left shoulder come out. And the left shoulder is down, you gaze to that side, you're drawing that hip across, so you can really open. And then you breathe in, come on up again, bring that right foot down. So the reason that we have to stretch all the time is because nothing that we do stretches us. So every activity that we do in our life, we're starting here, does not stretch us, it uses the muscle. So it contracts the muscle. So if you think of computer work, these muscles are not made to hold the wrist up, not at all. They're made for agriculture, farming. And so we get all these problems in our hands and Raynaud's and all this numbness, etc. And it's because we don't use our body the way it needs to, which is to be moving like a child all the time. So because we have so many patterns we repeat, we have to stretch every day. Because we stand, we sit, we walk, we get in and out of the car. We don't do a variety of things. So the stretching is the way, how you get the variety of movements to keep everything mobilized. I'm stating the obvious, but it's something we would never keep remembering because it takes a lot of time. And I look at it this way. If my body works for me 24/7, I can give it 90 minutes a day, which is what I give it. It's like, and that doesn't include parking and showering. Like it's just 90 minutes. And then coming down. So I'm just trying to talk you into the consistency because I think of the times when you were walking a lot and how you felt. And you felt amazing. Of course, you were outside. You were often going with a friend. It's just that it's really easy to then take care of David or take care of Theo or take care and then get out of the pattern. Forget how you felt. Rationalize I can't because it makes sense. Your schedule's too busy, or or your back hurts. But there's a way to keep finding, okay, what do I do that doesn't hurt my back so I can get back to that activity level or the new activity level. I think of one friend and he says it's the new normal. He's 74 now. And he's, way different what he can do. And then you come back up, and then you can just hug that knee in for a second, just press the low back down. And then you're going to take that leg up in the air, and now you're going to point, and really point like you're making a fist. So you stretch the fascia in the foot, and then you pull back and point, and really flex, and point. So you're pumping and to open up the back of the knee ligaments here, and then you keep the toes back, and you really reach that heel up, and this knee is pressing down, shoulder blades under, and you're pulsing towards you, and fantastic, and then you take that leg down, good, and you're going to reach the right heel up, and you point and flex, and you can play your best playlist, of course, while you're doing this. And as you know, or might remember, I can't really play music in the background because if I do, then I will not be able to put it on YouTube because I have to have the rights. So I do a lot of rights of music from my friends' music, but it's a bit of a thing to get it specifically on there. And then you're pulling back, toes, heel really reaches. Keep that reach of the heel so that'll pull you away from the hamstring because if it's kind of sore, you won't get the same pull. Baby toe side coming back. And really pulling up. And then you can come into happy baby. I'm adding now. So bending both knees, elbows could be on the outside or the inside, it doesn't matter. And pressing into the low back. So now we're getting that activation of here. And then you can release the heels down. And I'll just check my notes, make sure I covered everything here.